Hello, Annihilation Overwatch community. I am your color caster, Rain. I'm joined tonight by play-by-play caster Chicken. Hello, Chicken. How are you today?
I'm doing good, ready to cast some Overwatch today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm also ready to cast some Overwatch. Good thing that makes two of us.
Hopefully.
So for tonight, we have our first week 6 streamed match. We have a tier 3 match. We have ukmd Ultra Kill Must Die versus Team Hati tonight.
Yeah, it's been a 20 over 20 days since we played, so hopefully these guys didn't get too, what I'm saying, too much to eat over Christmas break cuz like they got to have their minds sharp for tonight. Got a good matchup to start off the new year.
Yeah, so true. It's hard sometimes to get back into the swing of things after taking a nice long break, maybe playing a little bit of Marvel Rivals on the side here and there. So hopefully both these teams are geared up and ready to go. We do have all of the players in the lobby right now. We're just getting a couple of things sorted out before we go ahead and get started on our first map. However, we do at least know what our first map is going to be. So for week 6, like all of the matches, it's going to be starting off on Nepal.
Mm, Nepal Control. So that is going to be a fun map. Like that's one of my favorite maps. Like it's aesthetically pleasing. And it's gonna be interesting to see. Like this is gonna be the setter for the game today. For the what I'm saying, you gotta really have a good game to have a good set. So let's hope these players are ready to play on Nepal. And then after that we have hybrid, push, escort, and clash, as you can see on the screen. I'm just ready to get right into it.
Yeah, getting into it here, we'll take a look at the UKMD roster. So starting lineup, we have Thermal on the tank. We have Echo and Snow Bunny on DPS. Femboy and Carly leading the support lineup for UKMD here. So
Mm.
looking pretty good. They do have a few more players in lobby, so potential swaps could come in for later maps for UKMD. But this is who we're going to be starting out with on Nepal.
Yep, and it's on this graphic here. You got the Snow Bunny on that hit scan. Cassidy, I was about to say McCree. That's not right. And then Thermal on that dive tank. Diva gets very aggressive. And let's see what Hades is running with. They got Coda and Linidex on a DPS. Master Lucian on that tank. Archangel and Decisus on the support.
Yeah, excellent for Hati getting all set up there with their roster. And of course, Hati also does have a couple of sub opportunities if they so choose. But yeah, getting started out on Nepal. We'll see that both teams locking in. Oh, the stream is a little bit delayed, right? We're still looking at the rosters.
5, 4, 3, 2.
We're about to get into this game, and as we can see, Nepal is a very narrow map. It gives me a little. Oh, I think we're going on pause.
We do have a pause coming through. Looks like it was coming from the side of UKMD here. So we'll just see what's going on.
Audio died. I'm looking at the chat here. Oh,
Oh, okay. Okay. Looks like we're ready now.
oh,
We're going
you're gonna-
back. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, UKMD is our blue team rolling out on this Diva Dive composition on the side of Hati, though, coming out on the Orisa with a lot of poke from the Ashe and the Hanzo.
Yeah, we're already getting right into the action. Oh my gosh, no. That is going to be. Oh, let me learn the names. I can't learn the names. Fragster getting off of that Diva, getting D-Tank. So that's going to be a good start, but Master Lucian is dead. Femboy, the support here for Hades, going to sit down that tank, and now Hades is on the disadvantage here, and that's going to be a 3-piece coming from UKMD. I am learning these team names. I'm getting a little confused, but we're gonna get right into it. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, so just a reminder for chat. So our blue team here is UKMD, and then Hati is our red team. And UKMD did a great job of just pushing forward on this dive composition, because against the poke comp, you need to play really quickly. You don't want the poke comp to be able to build up any of their ultimates.
No can do, but we're already on to our second fight. We're getting up to it pretty quickly. And Master Lucian taking a lot of damage here. They're getting right into it, but he might be able to get the Diva there, but that's going to be Finboy Diva taking down their support. And that's going to be another fight win for UKMD. Already, starting off with getting the support, getting the Lucio Archangel out of the game, and putting UKMD in a really good position to hold at this point off. We're almost at 50%. And not too much good from Hati.
Yeah, they're having a struggle kind of building up to these ultimates on the side of Hati. You see Master Lucian is going to swap off of that Orisa, opt to go over onto the Ramantra here. I think that they were having a lot of issues trying to get damage onto the tank here, because Diva able to just negate so much of the damage from the side of Orisa. Oh, and looks like Femboy committing this rush early beat to match Archangel.
And there's going to be the Diva dive bomb there, and I don't think anybody's going to get hit by it. He's going to, that's going to be Echo and Snow Bunny going to get a two-piece for them. And now look at the ult charge for UKMD. They have 3 ults, and, Hati might get 1 from Decisus, but, it's not going to help them that much. They have 20% left. Hati has to make something happen right now, and there's going to be a switch. Decisus is going to go on the Orisa.
Yeah, it's a lot of swaps for Hati, and like you said, Chicken, UKMD still holding on to 3 ultimates. Pulse Bomb committed from Snow Bunny. It's gonna find Archangel early, and Echo matching with the blade here. Yeah.
The ults are doing their job, just kind of keeping Hati away from getting anywhere close to the points. Pretty much outplayed, 100% to 0% outplayed from the UKMD squad.
Yeah, UKMD was taking those fights on their terms every single time, using their cooldowns aggressively so that Hati just never had a time to get set up. And when you're running this poke composition that they're kind of choosing to opt for, you really need to get set up on lots of different angles. But unfortunate for poke comp, Dive is really great at isolating targets that are alone on an angle. So really well played from UKMD to keep the pressure up. Looks like they will be sticking on that dive composition as we roll over onto our next sub-map, which is going to be Village. On the side of Hati, it looks like they're going to stick with kind of a similar composition that they were running on the Sanctum. We'll see Master Lucian on that Ramantra. Oh, Snow Bunny, early pick onto Linedex. That's not good for Hati at all.
It's not, and they've already been kind of forced out their comfort zone, not playing with their original lineup, already switching up some characters, and that's going to be an easy pick for Snow Bunny to, start this off for UKMD. They're going to get a hold of this point, got 2 people on it, and keeping, isolating, kind of, quarantine the Hati team on that other little point over there, and just not letting them get any entrances. And that's that's the main thing about Overwatch and games like this. You need that entrance kill sometimes to get into the heart of the team, and they have not been able to get that yet.
Now we see that Hati has set themselves up on top of the point here, but with this Ramantra, you really do need to start getting set up on the point. And nice opening from Tak to take down the Lucio from the side of UKMD.
But the Snow Bunny's going to get that right back on the other Tracer, and this is going to look like it's going to UKMD's way. They got 2 kills already, 2-1. But they're holding the point. They're doing what they need to do. Master Lucian's going to get one on Fragster. And now it's going to look like that's going to be Tak. It's looking more so for Hati to maybe get the touch at this point. I don't know yet. I mean, it's getting kind of close to the wire. They're going pick for pick here. Decisus is the last one standing there, but with Master Lucian going to be the only hope for Hati to even getting a lick of this point.
Really unfortunate fight there for Hati. They pushed quite far in on some of the members of UKMD, but the entire time they didn't flip the point. So all of this time, the percentage has been ticking up for UKMD. Gonna drop a bomb in the spawn of Hati here, and we're at 80% now. So Hati's gonna have to really pull together. They have some ultimates online here, but they need to be able to get to this point.
They have a Lucio ultimate. Maybe we can use that to get something started, get some extra healing. They don't have, I mean, look, UKMD does not have a Lucio ult. That could be beneficial for you. The ults are coming out. And that's going to be Femboy Demon going to get the first pick, and Echo going to get a two-piece with that Genji ult. And that's going to be UKMD pretty much taking that with ease.
A pretty dominant performance from UKMD in that last fight. We saw that the beat was committed by Archangel there. It looked like Hati wanted to push on to the point, but it's immediately countered with not only the rush from UKMD, but the Genji Blade as well. And the timing on the Genji Blade was happening just as that sound barrier was dying out. So not really even a chance for Hati to get to the point to start a touch for that overtime. Just really impressive from UKMD. I love the aggression and the follow-up. They're able to take these long fights and still keep them in their favor despite playing a dive composition, which typically you really, really don't want to be taking long fights on dive.
Now, what we did see, player of the game was Demon, and they did a really good job of kind of being that support DPS. So they were getting kills, really crucial kills on tanks as well. So maybe Hadi can go into this next game like, let's take down Finboy Demon first. He providing the support and also a little bit of damage on the side is going to be crucial for
Mhm.
UKMD to get this win. And that's like one of the biggest points, right? So Hadi definitely needs to do a good job of kind of shutting them down, and maybe then it will be easier for them to get some entrance kills, and maybe to actually win a fight.
Yeah, so true. Hadi definitely needs a little bit of focus right now. It seems like some of these fights are dragging out, and Hadi's just getting a little bit lost in kind of all of the chaos that UKMD really seems to be kind of just thriving in. So really, yeah, gonna be up to Hadi to step up. And like you said, Chicken, Femboy was putting in a lot of work on that flex support role. For this next map, though, we will have a couple of swaps coming in. So Xtaze is actually going to be coming in for Femboy on the side of UKMD, and we'll have Yeetle LOL coming in for Fragster. Fragster was on that tank role. So also looking at some swaps. Next map, it is going to be Hadi's pick. As Chicken mentioned earlier, we are heading over onto the hybrid map, and Hadi has opted to take us to Midtown.
Yeah, we're going to Midtown, which is a hybrid map. So maybe a little different perspective for Hadi. Maybe might get a little something going. But UKMD could just shut him down. They got the Yeet coming in for, you said, the tank.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting. Very interesting. I think it was Fragster on the tank on the
Mm-hmm.
Diva. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if Yeet is gonna be playing the Diva.
Mm.
Maybe kind
Yeah.
of switching it up a little bit, but Diva is kind of the head of that dive meta, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. I kind of want to see what Yeet plays. That's really what I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what UKMD decides to roll out on for Midtown. Midtown, of course, you could play dive here. You're gonna struggle a little bit, especially on this first point where there's not really that much high ground to kind of take control of and get the advantage from. Once you move in on to second point, a little bit more favorable for dive. But with these swaps coming in, it makes me suspect that potentially we're gonna see a bit more of a brawl composition coming in for UKMD. Oftentimes teams will have kind of a separate dive tank versus brawl tank, or even
Mhm.
potentially poke on Midtown. We've seen the Sigma come out a little bit. So we'll see what they end up choosing. We will have a swap as well coming in for Hati here. They're going to have Bean coming in for Master Lucian.
All right, so Bean coming in for Master, so both tank swaps. Interesting. Now, Master Lucian was playing that Orisa, so we might just see a whole swap of team comps from both teams, a whole different game on Midtown. Obviously, we're playing a different, a different map and a different, game mode. That's what it is. So
Mm,
they might have all these subs for a reason to kind of switch it up
mm,
through every game. Make it look a little fun,
mhm,
make it exciting. I do want to see what kind of you said a brawl composition. So what would tank
mhm.
would that be? What tank would that be?
Yeah, we did see a little bit of Orisa coming out from the side of Hati. The queen composition is definitely a potential. Ramatra still very strong. If you were to play the meta, we would see some hazard, but not necessarily required in these matches. Also, chat. Hey, don't forget, spend your channel points. Go gambling. See who's gonna win this map. Spend your grapes, okay? Is it gonna be UKMD taking Midtown? Or is Hati gonna be able to pull out their map choice and secure the win to tie this up? We'll see, I guess. Anyways, back to Midtown. We will have UKMD starting on the defense here, so Hati gonna be on the attack. Couple of comps locking in here. Looks like UKMD is going to be rolling out on the Junker Queen. Venture Torb as well with that Lucio Ana backline. So very interesting.
Ana was a character I could never get the hang of. I think it's a sniper, kind of heal everybody with the sniper. I just can't get to it, but kind of seeing not a similar team comp. The DPSs are very much different. But got that Archangel still on that Lucio, Yuri, and then there's just a Lucio and the Ana. So a little bit of a difference, not too much similarities. So we might see a clash of playstyles here as we already getting started. You said Hati is on the attack, or sorry, defense.
Oh,
Hati is attacking.
Hati is on the attack. Hati is our red team here.
Hati is on it.
Yeah, UKMD. I really liked that from them. They decide to just kind of hide in the corner, see if you can't catch Hati off guard, and catch Hati off guard they did. Big nade from X-Taste. Desicus is able to get the cleanse onto two of them, and Hati does a good job of just rotating out. But look at all these angles that UKMD have on Hati right now.
They have every which angle, and that's where Hati's getting struck at right here before they can get to the point. Big Bean is taking a lot of pressure from Carr, and that's going to leave UKMD to just push up even further and find some new angles to approach at. This is interesting that now they're not allowing Hati to go anywhere. They came out from that attack. Carr was on that just on Big Bean on that Orisa, just a lot of damage coming out, and here they come again, just more attacks. This is not too fun for Big Bean. He was the first pick last game, now he's the first pick this game.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're that tank and you get hit with the anti-nade. You're really relying on your flex support on that Kiriko to have the Suzu ready, but just not quite there in time for Big Bean. So yeah, unfortunately following, and it's just such a scrappy fight happening here from UKMD. They're able to just find kind of stagger after stagger onto Hati, and look, Nano even committed from X-Nade.
Already 2-piece coming from UKMD, and there's a 3 before they can get back into the spawn points. Wow, UKMD is looking at a very, very, very comfortable right now, kind of, like you said, hiding and poking. But there goes their Lucio. Maybe Hati can go and get something going. And they're looking at every angle. They look paranoid. And Landex able to escape Snow Bunny's pressure from the spawn point there.
Yeah, a big need from X-Days, but does end up paying with it for their life. So that means that only the Lucio healing is available for UKMD here, and Hati recognized that they're committing the rush.
And I just realized Talk switched to the Mei. Was they on Mei the whole time? I just started seeing Mei walls. I was like, wait. And anyways, it's going back and forth, but UKMD getting the upper hand advantage once again. Echo and Snow Bunny getting a 2-piece on the healer and the tank. Those are two crucial characters, or two crucial roles for Hati to use. They can't go any further.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the regroup for Hati here. You do have both DPS ults. You have the orbital coming online shortly as well. Then excellent pick from Jessica's, but Junker Queen committing the ult hits both supports.
And they're in a really big fight in a really tight space. Tak receiving a lot of pressure, but he's gonna get something done here on Yeet. And now they need one more maybe to get it going. That's gonna be a good kill. Big Bean and Tak working together.
Yeah, just amazing.
Oh,
No, finds the kill onto Tak, and Torbjorn has made their way back as well, so it's going to be really hard for Big Bean to push on to this point. They do have that Terra Surge available, though.
that is wicked. Big Bean gonna get the first kill on Echo. Now here's the Orisa ult. Gonna put them in a good position for to at least get a little bit of this point, a little slither of this point. Only 5 seconds left to go. Yeet is trying to poke at him, but Orisa, Big Bean, keeping him away from the point. This is my point. This is not your point. Stay off, but he cannot get the kill. Facetious does get a kill on Car, so that's gonna be a lot of healing from ukmd. And Snow Bunny trapped in the corner, still cannot get the kill on none of these.
The Nano was committed there, but it wasn't enough to keep Snow Bunny alive to build up to that ultimate. Honestly, it wasn't looking very good for Hati there, but I really like the way they played that point. We saw Big Bean set up on the point. Both of their supports were in the firehouse, and although the supports were being pressured by Snow Bunny, they're able to keep each other alive through it. And of course, the Orisa just has so much stability so that Big Bean able to stay alive on that point despite both supports kind of being a little bit distracted here. So gonna get this bot rolling. They've been granted some more time, and Hati's still holding on to the rush from Desiccus, but Snow Bunny has now built up to that Venture ult, so gonna be really careful if you're Hati, because if Snow Bunny's able to catch them out, it's big damage.
Now Yeet is gonna get the first kill on Deceased. That's gonna be their healer. Gone. So now Hati gotta regroup. Echo on the Tracer now. Got the kill on Archangel, and that's just it. Hati made it somewhat far, but that first choke for ukmd was a good hold. And now 1:30. Hati has to regroup once again.
Yeah, regrouping once again. They do have lots of ultimates in the bank. Both DPS ultimates. Desiccus has that Kitsune Rush, and Big Bean almost built up to that Terra Surge as well. So if they can take the fight on their terms here, it could go in their favor. They're starting with the rush.
That's gonna be the Tracer Bomb, not getting the kill, but now the ults from the other team, from ukmd, are striking at the right place at the right time. And it just seemed like all of the Hati's ults just kind of disappeared and did not go to good use.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. They commit the rush first, but as soon as Yeet sees that all the members of Hati are standing in the Kitsune Rush, the Rampage is committed and able to connect onto 3 members, so it's just forcing Hati to get the regroup. Big Bean did hold on to the Terra Surge, so we still have that going for Hati, and Archangel has built up almost to the... gets the sleep, though. Is Arc going to be able to stay alive through this?
One thing we do know about ukmd from last game is their defense is crazy. Tak on 1, Yeet getting the pick on Archangel and going after Tak. There he goes. And he's gonna might get Lindex. I don't think he... maybe. I mean, the rest of the team has gotten everybody else. It seemed like Yeet was playing Go Fetch with the Tracer. And it's just...
It's overtime now. The
Yeah.
Nano comes out onto Snow Bunny. Is Hati even going to be able to touch here?
I don't think so. Yeah.
No. All right.
They do have a little bit of, wiggle room. They're not too bad off. They got point. They got a little bit of distance on it. So now they just got to play really, 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 really good defense. I mean, there's no way around it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. They did get the first point, so that's something for Hati. But yeah, this first point, ukmd is just doing such a good job of setting the tempo in every single fight, that even when you have to break on to a point that has really hard chokes, like first point Midtown, sometimes you can really get stuck in that kind of first archway. But when you're ukmd and you're just playing at your tempo, you're playing proactively every time, using your cooldowns first, setting your win condition, and just finding it pretty much every fight. It's gonna be really a big challenge for Hati. We're gonna have to see them pull out something a little bit different. We do see
Mhm.
a couple of different heroes they've selected on their defense here. So Linedex is gonna be on that Sojourn. Sojourn is in a really good spot right now. However, if they end up going up against that Junker Queen, it might be a little bit harder because it's not as easy to charge your railgun on the Junker Queen compared to a lot of other tanks that just have bigger hitboxes. So we'll see what Linedex is able to do on this Sojourn and if they're able to find any picks for the side of UKMD. Snow Bunny is locked in on that Symmetra. So we're going to see a TP strategy of some sort coming out from UKMD here. Xtace is on that Zenyatta as well. So that Discord Orb going to do a heck of a lot of damage if they're able to find Big Bean on that Orisa.
And we get started already. Echo getting a little too deep into the enemy lines. He just goes right back out. And here's UKMD already getting on the point, you know, doing a little better than Hati was on the attack. Getting some damage, get hit. Let's see if we can get something going. I doubt it. Linedex is doing a really good job of kind of just taking them out, but Xtace is going to get a kill onto Linedex. But that's me, Hati, kind of just taking the upper hand advantage on this fight.
Yeah, great job from Tak. They're able to trade their Sojourn right away. So although Hati lost Linedex early, they're able to stabilize and withhold this first push from the side of UKMD. And of course, now that Hati know that UKMD is on the Symmetra, no surprise factor anymore. So gonna have to get a little bit creative with these TPs. Looking like they are taking the alleyway, but Hati, they know, they're looking, they're ready.
They see right through the windows, and now they're holding them back, doing a really good job. But they are staying a little further back. Hati has a further back defensive stance than UKMD did, so I don't know if this is gonna fight them in the butt. It might just work just well, you know. But you know, UKMD is kind of poking at them, and nothing is really going out of that. Big Bean kind of just doing a good job of keeping everybody back, keeping everything tame, and Snow Bunny at the wrong place at the wrong time on that Symmetra. Now Echo, but Echo's gonna get that bomb onto Archangel, and that's gonna start off for UKMD to capture the points. Xtae is gonna get 3 kills for himself, and Yeet is gonna finish off top on that Genji.
Yeah, well played from UKMD there. They take the teleporter into the firehouse. Jessica tries to pop that coalescence to try and force some of the members out, but UKMG just waits it out. They go on the high ground, the TP goes in, and that's it. First point capped. Oh, and a nice rampage too.
And that is going to be that fight pretty quickly. He is going to start that off, and then Xtace is just going to go right through and finish it out.
Yeah, this
Not
is
looking good.
Not looking good. The members of Hati are so far away, and you don't have any speed to be able to get to the point. So that will be UKMD picking up the win on Hati's map choice and putting us at a potential match point here, 2-0 for the side of UKMD.
Player of the game, Xtace, and I was just about to speak on that. Kind of the unsung hero, getting a lot of kills, kind of almost starting off some of the fights, and really helping out his tank, Yeet, just going through. You can just see on this highlight right here, just going through on a rampage, and he did get the first pick on the last fight before the time ran out. Like I said, a lot of aggressive healer play, and not much has been done, you know, for Hati to stop that, and it has not been working at all. And there's a sub here, Fragster for Yeet.
All right, Fragster, yeah, coming back in. So maybe we are going to be treated to some more Diva gameplay. Our third map is going to be a push map. So our options are New Queen Street or Esperanza. And of course, Hati will once again have that map pick. So we'll see what they opt to take us to. I would see both of these maps. It's kind of tough because UKMD has shown us that they're comfortable playing pretty much every composition. We haven't seen the poke out of them just yet, but they looked great on the dive. They looked great on that Junker Queen rush composition. So we'll see what Hati decide to take us to. I suspect that maybe you want to go to Esperanza. Maybe you feel like you can get set up in a few more high ground positions. I do think that if you end up going against the dive, you want to position yourself on that high ground, just to deny value from the enemy team.
Indeed, and we're gonna get into map three. Obviously, it's game points
Hmm.
for UKMD. So Hadi has got to, lock in a little bit here. A lot of subs are going through. Well, it looks to me, I thought there was another sub that was going to go through. Hadi seems to be keeping the same team comp as they have in the last game, keeping Master Lucian on the bench. Big Bean maybe still staying on for tank.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to keep Big Bean in. I do think that the Orisa could work fairly well against this composition that UKMD is running. As long as you can do damage kind of before they're able to get in onto you. Whether they're playing the dive or that Queen Rush, you just want to like try to force some of their cooldowns out before they actually reach you. um, so we'll see what comp looks like. We do have a map pick coming out from Hati. So Hati is opting to take us to Esperanza.
I love this map. It looks beautiful. It's very colorful.
Mhm.
Another thing about this map is it's very up close and personal. From my experience playing, at least, defenses can get so close to your spawn point and just kind
Mhm.
of keep you there. You can move the point maybe a little bit, but we know UKMD to be very, very tight on that defense. If Hadi cannot think of something to kind of avoid that, I don't think they're going to be moving that much.
Yeah, definitely agree here. And with these push maps, once you're in control kind of the bot and you're in the lead, it's really easy to just kind of take a fight wherever you want to take a fight, right? So
Yeah.
we could see like a bot get pushed pretty much all the way to spawn doors, and then you can just fight on the bridges every single time and have the advantage every single time. So Hadi's gonna have to be really careful with the way that they're positioning against this UKMD team. I do think that on Midtown there, we were seeing just kind of a lot of scattering happen, and we kind of saw it on Nepal as well. So just need to kind of like lock in a little bit, recognize what who needs to be playing with who, and try to just defend really against the onslaught of damage from UKMD, because UKMD has just been relentless with their attacks.
Very aggressive. And there is a tank swap for Hadi, Master Lucian
Mm,
coming back in.
all right.
Okay, okay. But yeah, no, like you said, UKMD has been very aggressive, and I don't think Hadi has been really ready for it. Maybe they
Mm.
have been snoozing a little bit through Christmas break. Um, UKMD obviously haven't. They've been on one. They've been all firing on all cylinders all game long, basically just not getting Hadi any space to move. Uh Make sure their defense is on like tight, screwed tight.
Mhm.
Hadi has to maybe win the first fight, set the tone for the game, because this is at the end of the day, it is map point. If you
Mhm.
give UKMD the alt charge, that's game over.
Yep, that's right. And UKMD has done a really great job of taking that advantage in the ult charge. I mean, we saw them do it on Midtown on the defense, where they were just like pretty much spawn holding and
Yeah.
building up ultimates, and they did such a good job with it that they were actually able to even get like a second fight in. So they were holding close enough to the spawn doors of Hadi that even when Hadi broke through, UKMD was still able to get another fight on that first point defense. So UKMD, they definitely have plans, right? We see
Yeah.
that like there's clear fight
There's
plans
strategy, yeah.
happening. Yeah, strategy is definitely happening. So it's gonna be really tough to kind of outplay a team that has win conditions set, and that they know how to achieve those win conditions.
Yeah, and Hadi making another tank switch. I think this is gonna be the final tank switch Black Rose hit. But like I mean, the alt charge thing, UKMD have been getting a lot of ultimates in both of the maps, and they've been
Mhm.
utilizing them to their advantage. It seemed
Mm,
like when Hadi did get a lot of ults for their team, it just didn't go that well. A whiff
mhm.
tracer bomb, it just hasn't been too sharp. So when they do have the chance of getting the ults, if if they do have the chance of getting the ults, because UKMD might have something to say about that. But if they do have the chance of getting the ults and getting their whole team charged up, they need to make sure that they are using them organized and making sure that it's where they want the alts to be and how they want the alts to be used, depending on what
Mhm.
character and who they need to be focusing on their healers. That's really what they need
Mm.
to be focusing on.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a really good point, Chicken. I do think that like the alts from Hadi just need to be a little bit more planned, right? Like look for very specific things. So if you have that Curie Rush available, you don't need to start a fight with that, right? Because if you use Curie Rush at the very beginning of the fight, UKMD is still gonna have all of their cooldowns available. So they're gonna be able to kite that pretty easily. Or like we saw on Midtown, they could just counter it right away with like a Queen Rampage and hit all four of your members. So I'd love to see how to just like play a little bit more patient, try to bait out some of these cooldowns from UKMD before you commit these ultimates, because that's how you're going to be able to get the biggest value from your ultimates.
yeah, it's just they need, but especially those tracer bombs. I think they
Mm.
threw the tracer bomb in like in the tank. I mean, that's not going to really do much. And then you have X-Tays over here just annihilating the whole team uh, with a Zen. So we'll
Mm.
see if they can, make something. Maybe just try to focus on X-Taste and Finboy. That would be their best option, as we know they
Mm.
are both aggressive
Mm.
healers. Black Rose gonna be in, so it's gonna be a different kind of, a different face,
Mhm.
maybe a different a refreshment for Hottie, hopefully, and we'll see.
Yeah, we will see here. We're in on Esperanza. No heroes locked just yet for the teams, but eager to see what compositions await us. Because, yeah, like you said, Chicken, Black Rose coming in for tank on the side of Hottie. This is the first time that we've seen them, so maybe they're going to pull out something, the reverse sweep. It could start here and now for Hottie. All they need to do is take a win against UKMD on Esperanza here. And of course, spawn doors are still closed, so we can't rely too much on the heroes that these teams have locked in. But on the side of Hottie, looks like rolling out on a Brawl composition. Black Rose on that Ramatra attack on the Mei. Linedex on the Reaper, and then Bap and Juno backline for them on the side of UKMD. Now this is a composition. We have Roadhog, we have Widow, we have Farah, we have Lifeweaver, we have Zenyatta. Now if this isn't a pick comp, I have never seen a pick comp. Black Rose is gonna have to be so careful. Oh! Finds nobody though. Excellent kill to start things off.
Just as you saying, caster curse right there in a way. Black Rose has to be careful. And now it's nobody. That's going to help Hottie a lot. Now Fragster is getting really like pinched up to the wall. And speaking of wall, Mei for attack. He was playing the Mei last game. But very good opening for Hotties. Could kind of move this robot a little downfield. There's nobody there. There he goes. Gonna get a pick on this Isha. And that's gonna be the healer gone. Widow is not fun to play against. And if you don't know how to use her, it's not fun to use her. But it seems like Snow Bunny might have, okay. Lucky's gonna get a pick off of Linedex and Tech as well. That's gonna be the DPS line for Hottie.
Yeah, that Snowbunny looking pretty comfortable on that Widowmaker. So Hottie forced back to the spawn here, but going to be rolling forward for UKMD. And Lucky is pretty much in the spawn of Hottie here, just raining in rockets. Now, Hottie has to be really careful with this DPS lineup because Widow and Farah both have really high damage output. So you need to move quickly. And like you said before, Chicken, you need to shut down this support line because if you can get rid of the healing for this team, that's what's going to open up the fight for you.
And as we say that, Lucky's going to go in a little too high, but X-Taste is going to get the pick off Linedex. It's kind of a trade there. Not going to get damaged there. X-Taste, like I said earlier, putting that work in. Nobody can mess with her. Even the Baptista can't do anything. And he's going to pop that ult there. X-Taste going to be one of the heroes for that fight. kind of setting the tone now. UKMD is on a push.
We will see Hati gonna make a little swap here. So Black Rose is gonna move off of that Ramacho and move over onto the Diva. I think this is an excellent swap here.
Yep.
There's just so many angles that UKMD is taking that it's so easy to put an incredible amount of damage onto that Ramacho. So swapping on over to the Diva here, you're gonna have a little bit more mobility, and you're gonna be able to deny some of the value from this Pharah and from the Roadhog.
X-Taste getting a little too aggressive there, trying to go on that back line, and it got faced with Tox May. That's going to be Black Rose getting a pick on Fragster as well. The Diva switch has been looking a little decent for Hati. Now they're about to get the robot back on their side of things. And yeah, this is looking a lot better for Hati. I mean, X-Taste did go in a little too deep there. But yeah, I mean, like you can see, like, there was an attempt there of going aggressive. And that's really what we need to see more from UKMD. Snowbite gonna get a pick on Decisus, but it's gonna be 3 ults, almost 4 ults to both teams. This is not gonna be a really alt heavy fight next fight when they all regroup up. Hope we don't use them now. Lucky gonna get a pick off Lindex.
X is really far off angle there, does get punished by Black Rose, but Lucky finds Tack as well, and again, UKMD still in the lead here, so all of these long, drawn-out fights, they're going in the favor of UKMD because they're already in the lead. They're not concerned about it. However, Hati did a good job of not committing any ultimates in that fight. So coming back into this, it's gonna be ultimates online pretty much for both teams here. I think Lucky's gonna have to be really careful with this barrage because now with Black Rose on that Diva, you're gonna be able to mitigate pretty much the entire ultimate as long as Black Rose finds that Pharah before the Pharah finds the back line.
And Snow Bunny getting a pick on that Archangel healer. And that is going to be very good for UKMD. Hati is at a bad position right now. They do have 5 ults though, and they might need to put them to work because UKMD is pushing up very far ahead. X-Taste has been doing a little random stuff, so maybe they can try to punish him when he's getting a little too aggressive. But I mean, not gonna work there. That's gonna be a fight win for UKMD. Might be able to push this to the end, and I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, especially Snow Bunny finding Lindex there that had one of your only 2 ultimates on the side of Hati, so it's gonna be on Black Rose to get a touch here. They do have the bomb available. Gonna dump that onto the point.
Yeah, the bomb's gonna force everybody off for just a second. And that's gonna be a lot of picks on there for UKMD, and that's just gonna be the final blow, and that is it. Not much to say there. Not much to say.
Yeah, that was a very clean play from UKMD on a really weird composition, but they made it work, right? That they did exactly what they needed to do. X-Taste was getting really aggressive, but wasn't getting punished for it. So if you can get your Zenyatta on an off angle, and then you have a Pharah raining in damage, you have a Widow putting in damage, you have a Roadhog, another angle, and then you have a Lifeweaver to just pull anybody out that gets a little bit too deep. It was just too much for Hati to deal with. There were too many angles, damage coming in from all sides, and despite the really nice swap from Black Rose off of the Ramatra onto the Diva, it was still just too much damage, and the backline was just struggling to stay alive throughout pretty much the entire map of Esperanza.
Yeah, the Diva switch maybe came a little too late. UKMD was already in their flow state, so, but you're teaching me a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Overwatch isn't not my first game of choice, but I'm actually loving it, and I'm loving casting it. But UKMD kind of just walked all over Haiti tonight, but doesn't mean nothing. That doesn't mean nothing. You can come back, bounce back. At the end of the day, there's always another day.
Yeah, that's right. We do have plenty more weeks to come. So this was our week 6 map here, but there's still 7, 8, and 9. So chances in the future for Hati to find their win, maybe even get a rematch against UKMD at some point. and clean up their fight a little bit. I see some potential on this Hati squad.
Yeah.
Like these players are doing a good job on kind of their individual roles. They're recognizing kind of how to use their cooldowns and sometimes to some extent like their ultimates are okay at some points. It's just kind of working together as a team, like really capitalizing on each other's ultimates, communicating like when you're seeing cooldowns come out and stuff like that, so that you can recognize triggers of when you can use an ultimate successfully, or even just a regular like a cooldown as well.
Yes. So, do we have more games tonight?
Believe this is the
Was-
last match for
Okay.
tonight. Um, yeah, so that will be it. I'm not sure if you and I, Chicken, get to pick an MVP. Maybe,
Oh,
maybe.
I think I have my MVP. Just the whole healer line from UKMD for being so aggressive and maybe getting as much as damage as the damages were.
Yep. Yep. I would agree with that. Maybe we give our MVP over to X Days here.
Yeah.
The Zenyatta from the side of UKMD just did an excellent job of putting in so much damage and like on the Zenyatta and finding discords and finding picks all on their own and surviving angles that I don't expect them to survive. So really well played to X Days. Congrats on that MVP. Looks like we will also do an honorable mention from Hati.
Honorable mention from Hottie.
Hmm.
I think Talk.
Talk. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that Talk had some good play.